Mind Rescue Kit, Part 3. Score some goals. Goals aren't sexy, but what they can get you is. When I introduce the idea of goals to groups, I sometimes hear a lot of moaning and complaining. They think they've heard it all before, and maybe they have. I could spend a lot of time telling you how cool goals really are, but it all comes down to this. Successful people get what they want because they have a plan. End of story. Picking goals is just a quick way to making a plan to achieve them. No goals, no plan, no success. Simple. This part of the course focuses on ways you can get the most out of having goals. Goals are in the future. A classic mistake is to go for something that's already gone. I realize that your distant past may be full of glorious days where everything was easy, your words were like gold, and people queued up to give you opportunities. Rose-tinted glasses aside, unless you have a time machine, those days are out of reach. You only have now and the future, so start looking forward rather than back. For example, getting back to how things were is a terrible goal. The water has already passed under that bridge. Besides, is that really as good as it gets? How would you ever know if life could be even better? That's the trap of wishing for how things were. Now, there's nothing wrong with looking back, provided you bring your aspirations forward into the present and beyond. You need something to look forward to instead, something better. After all, the future is the only place that could be full of possibilities. Explore. Is there something you've always wanted to do, somewhere you wanted to go, or a thing you've always meant to learn? If you could have it now, would you still want it? If so, make a space for that in your future. The world has moved on socially, culturally, and technologically. What opportunities do you have now that you didn't before? Which of those opportunities do you want to make the most of now? Into positive action. Most people think too much and do too little. Successful people tend to gather a minimum of information and spring into action. That minimum is often almost nothing. They tend to learn on the job, so to speak. While I'm not suggesting you suddenly throw caution to the wind, you need to start doing something positive. It's the only way to get positive results. Think about it like this. If you gamble on the flip of a coin, the chance of winning is 50%. If you flip the coin, you might succeed or you might fail. Any plan might fail. If you don't even flip the coin, your chance of winning is 0. If you don't take action, you guarantee failure. Naturally, you want to leave as little as possible to chance and embrace the plan with the best odds of success. That's completely different from waiting around for a sure thing to come along, especially since there's no such thing as a sure thing. To get into action, you need to start moving towards something. That seems really obvious, but a lot of people have a not goal, which isn't really a proper goal. For example, they want to be not fat, or not poor, or a non-smoker. They're moving away from something, but towards what? It's like driving by only looking in the rearview mirror. They're going to crash into their future and they could end up anywhere. So make your goals something that you're aiming for rather than something you're escaping. It's not all rainbows and unicorns either. What about the downside? Positive thinking is typically overconfident. Consider the downside too, and ask yourself if you can cope with it, if it ever comes to that. This is usually a good confidence booster because it allows you to focus on the upside and move forward steadily. The important thing here is to stop thinking and start doing. If you have a plan, you won't not need to think too much. Just follow the plan and adjust your course as you go. Explore. Build a plan around your goal by asking, what do you want? How will you know when you've got it? What knowledge, resources, and help will you need? Is achieving it largely under your control? Is the downside okay? What's the first step? The daily boost. It feels good to know that you're doing something to improve your situation, so my advice is to do something every day to make progress towards your goal. Action is a habit, and habits need to be nurtured. There are just 3 rules to making a positive habit. 1. Choose an action you actually want to do. This will be straightforward and follow on from the previous explorations in this part of the course. 2. Make the action easy to do. Start simple. If your goal is to be fit and toned, you could start with 10 press-ups a day. Once you get used to that, you'll build upon it easily. 3. Use something you do every day to trigger the habit. Habits need to have a trigger point, so pick something you already do every day. For example, you might do your 10 press-ups after you brush your teeth in the morning. So give yourself a daily boost and know you're building a better life for yourself every day. Explore. Pick a simple activity related to your goal and make it your daily boost. Make sure it's something you want to do, it's easy to do, and you have a daily trigger for it. The display case. Do you remember those display cases that held all the trophies at school? They do that because it's good to acknowledge and celebrate your accomplishments. I want you to consider building a display case of your own. No, not a physical one made of glass and chrome. I want you to start tracking your accomplishments. Write them down on a piece of paper or collect some pictures that represent your successes. You've heard the saying that success breeds success? Yes? Well, this is how it works. Start tracking all your accomplishments, however small they are initially. After all, big plans are a series of small successes in a row. When you see those successes gathered together like that, it's just like that display cabinet. You get to feel a sense of satisfaction from your accomplishments. That keeps you sharp and feeling good. It keeps you moving forward. Explore. Create a way of gathering together your accomplishments. You could create a list and check off each thing you do successfully. You could make a board or chart or collect together photos that represent your achievements. Do this in the way that motivates you most. Part 3. Summary. Have a plan and make it a good one. Start doing something every day and make some good habits to help you succeed. Celebrate your achievements as you go, so you get a boost of good feelings at regular intervals while you work through your plan. Do all of the explorations in this part so you're ready for the next section. If you want more about goals, consider getting my Goal Mastery book or Goal Mastery course.